So recently, I haven't felt motivated. I was going to the gym, waking up early, having a good diet, and reading, doing all the good habits. But I wasn't feeling it. I was just doing it because it was what I had to do, but I wasn't like happy or energized to do it. I went to the gym, did my routine, finish, then come back home, read, journal, meditate, and repeat. But today and yesterday I woke up and I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to be able to do this today. I'm going to be able to go to the gym. I'm going to be able to play football. I'm going to be able to read. And I was like super fucking happy to be doing that. So like when in TikTok, like I don't have TikTok anymore, but I remember that in TikTok being motivated was hated on because of like retards. I don't know. Like I remember I don't want to be motivated. I want to be disciplined. And like okay, that's good and all, but motivation is fucking good as hell, bro. Like it's really good. It's really fucking good. Because when you're motivated to do something, it's because like you want to do that. Like if you want to read and you read, then you're happy. But if you have to read and you don't want to read, but you read otherwise, then yeah, you have like you get the knowledge and you're like after reading you're happy that you read. But at the moment you're like I don't want to be reading them right now. But like if you are motivated to read, then you're reading, you're happy, you're in the mood. You're like hell yeah, I only had to read 10 pages, but I'm gonna read another 10 pages. So when you're feeling motivated, of course it's not something bad, okay? But here's the thing, you're not always going to feel motivated. So maybe one day you're hearing this podcast of Cristiano Ronaldo and you're like super motivated, 120%, you're giving it all. But next week you are hearing the same podcast and you're like, you don't know what, I really don't want to do this anymore. But in that moment, you have to keep pushing because there are good days, there are good weeks, good months, and there are bad months, good days, bad months, bad days, bad weeks. Okay? So it's just moments. But here's the thing, to have good moments, to have good days, you have to be there every day because you never know when is going to be a good day. You never know when you're going to be like in the best flow of your life. You never know when your mind muscle connection is going to be 100%. Of course, it's easy to know when you're going to have a bad day, but sometimes when you think you're going to have a bad day, you end up with a good day. Today I went to the gym. I did my football routine. I did legs, but then I also was doing bicep. I just felt like it. I made a forearm. And like I didn't wake up saying, I'm going to have a really good day of football and then I'm going to do bicep and forearm. I didn't thought of that. But when I was there, I felt like doing this because I felt of doing this because I was motivated to do it. So not everything is going to be easy, of course not. But not everything is going to be as hard as other days. Some days you're gonna feel like you have this weight above you, you're carrying this 10-kilo backpack, but other days it's going to be no backpack there to carry. So the only way to know when you're going to carry a free backpack or a 10-kilo backpack is by carrying a backpack every day. So if you can stay with one thing of this video is to be consistent and to enjoy the motivation you feel when it gets to you. Subscribe, like, and goodbye.